Hey guys, and welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Hannah, and today I got some things I want to test out. Some are new, some are newish, new to me, or I've just not heard anyone talk about them. So if you like this video, make sure you subscribe to my channel, give me a big thumbs up, it really helps me out, and hit that notification bell while you're down there so you're notified every time I upload a video. So let's just get on into it. So I have two eyebrow products here. I have the Maybelline Tattoo Studio, the one that looks like it's like in a marker shaped. I've heard a couple people talk about this. I know MAC and some other brands have come out with similar concepts. And then I have the Tattoo Studio Pomade, which I'm not a big fan of pomades, but I know there are some people who do enjoy the Tattoo Studio line, and I don't think I've ever tried it, so I'm pretty interested to see how this goes. I think this one is in black brown, where I could only find this one in a deep brown. So I'm just going to open them both up and kind of give them a swatch to kind of see what I want to go with. I do like to go with like an almost black, just because my eyebrows are black, even though I have a little bit more brown in my roots. So that's what that one looks like. It might work. It's nice and like creamy. So that's that one, and it comes with a angled brush, so I will use that and see how it goes. Let's open up this one. And when I was looking at the shade range, there wasn't a huge amount in there, so that's interesting. And that's what that one looks like. So I think I'll probably use this one in the front of my brows and use the pomade more toward the tail. Okay, so this is what the brush looks like that comes with. It's just a nice little angle brush, and it does come with a spoolie, so that's nice. I need a mirror. That would be helpful. Okay, I'm just going to use this little mirror here. And I guess I'm going to work on the back first and then do the front. So I'm just going to dip into that pomade there. I've tried the Anastasia brow pomade before, and I wasn't a big fan of it, but that could probably be because I wasn't very good at doing eyebrows, and I feel like a pomade is just a little bit harder to control than like a pencil. Not saying that I know how to do my brows now, but I'll clean it up with some concealer when I'm done. But that seems to be like a decent shade color for me. And I like to just kind of take it, whatever's left, kind of sweep it. And then spoolie through. Okay, so far I like that. Let's try this bad boy, which I figured this would probably be more for someone who has thicker eyebrows but want to fill in sparser areas. That's what I feel like this is probably more geared to, which is kind of like me. I mean, I have decently thick eyebrows, but I do find that I have sparse areas, so this could be something, you know, for that. I'm just going to take that same spoolie. Doesn't look like it's too light, but then again it kind of looks like I haven't done much. I've thought about looking into microblading, but I don't know, what do you guys think? Have you all ever had that done before? Does it hurt? I mean, I have tattoos, but okay, I feel like this is kind kind of got to press a little hard to get it to come out. But if you're not very skilled with eyebrows, then that could probably be a bad thing. But it's not like super liquidy, if that makes sense. I do like it though. I mean, it does do the job. I mean, it does look, you know, fuller than like this one does. So yeah, I like both of them. They're nice. I think I'm just gonna go off camera, do the other one, clean up with the concealer, and then come right back. Okay, so the eyebrows are done. I wouldn't recommend this. I think it's like too wide of like a brush, or I'm just not used to this kind. I kind of prefer a like really small one, kind of like this one, or even my like little elf brush, which of course I'm not going to be able to find it in this mess. But yeah, I just don't think that I mean, you can use it if you want, but I prefer not to. I already prepped my skin, used my Too Faced Hangover face primer, and that's all I have on my face. And I'm pretty sure this just came out not too long ago, maybe less than a week ago, maybe a little bit longer. But I've heard no one talk about this, I guess because it kind of came out around the same time that Morphe Fluidity or whatever foundation came out. So it's kind of got swept under the rug, but it's the Ulta Beauty Youthful Glow Foundation Serum Drops. And I've not heard anybody talk about it. As you know, I'm filming right now, the 22nd. I've not heard, or the 23rd, whatever. I've not heard anyone mention this. So I picked it up. They have a decent shade range. I wouldn't, you know, call it spectacular, but you know what range really is. So there's that. I got the fair to light neutral, and it seems to be a pretty good match, at least it looked like in the store. So it's light as air, fluid texture, buildable coverage, luminous finish, and blurring effect. So it says shake before use, apply and blend using the Ulta Oval Foundation Brush, which is not included, which you can buy separately, which I think was like $19. I'm not a particular fan of oval brushes. I do own one, but I bought this at like Marshalls or TJ Maxx or something. So I figured we could just use mine and give it a go. If not, I have other foundation brushes that I can use, but I want to use one side with a brush and the other side with a sponge just to kind of see the comparison. And it says start with 1 to 2 drops of foundation, customize the level of coverage by adding more serum drops. So I'm assuming since it's a serum, it's going to be light coverage, maybe like a BB cream, but it does say it builds. So I'm going to see how well that claim is. So this is what the bottle looks like. I think it's a pretty cute bottle. I mean, it's not like, you know, revolutionary, but I think it's pretty cute. Oops. So it just looks like this. It has one of those dropper applicator things. So I'm just going to do what it says and do 1 to 2 drops. And I'm going to do that on my brush here. So 1, 2, I guess. So that's what it says to start out with. I should really get a mirror. Okay, so I guess we'll do this side. Maybe. I definitely think it's going to take more than just 1 to 2 drops. Just to even do half my face, but we'll see. I don't know if it's like the product I use to clean my brushes or if it's the foundation, but I do smell something. But it's not like bam in your face. So that's good. And I do have like a spot here on my nose. My little boy decided he was going to accidentally bite me on the nose. So Gotta love that. Alright, so that pretty much covered half my face. So, I mean, you can, like, see the difference. I think it's a really good shade match, though, which I find can be a little bit difficult, but where'd the, oh, there it is. Alright, so that's what one layer looks like. Okay, so it is the foundation that I'm smelling. I mean, it's not like anything like noticeable, like I can't smell it. Let's get some more, and see what we can build this up to. I'm just not like a big fan of applying foundation with a brush just because it can be kind of streaky depending on the brush. I find like this brush in particular can be pretty streaky, and I don't know if it's like just the brush itself or if it's just something like it has to do with the ovalness of it. I don't know, because they are pretty like condensely packed, but it's just me. I'm just going to try to pat over anywhere I see brush strokes. Alright, so that's with 2 layers. Like, it's definitely not full coverage. I mean, it's probably, what would we call that? Maybe a high light coverage, low medium. I don't think it's anywhere near being full coverage. I mean, we can try to build it up for a 3rd time, but I want to see what it's like with a sponge. So I'm just going to leave that there. Alright, then I'm just going to go in with this beauty blender. Again, I'm going to drop some on there and see what the coverage looks like. I definitely know that you can shear your foundation out with a beauty blender, but depending on the coverage you like. So it's definitely radiant. I mean, it's giving me a nice glow, so I don't think if you have oily skin, you would be particularly reaching for this quite often. I mean, maybe like in the winter times when you're not like as oily. So that is one layer with the beauty blender side. I mean, you can still see like my freckle and my acne, problem areas peeking through, and you can see some of my freckles over here peeking through. So it's definitely not a lot of coverage, but like the other side, let's add some more. It's not like super heavy, but it's not unnoticeable, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm wearing foundation, but it's not like heavy. So I don't think you can get this to like full coverage, but I feel like I got decent coverage with just having 2 layers. So I'm not mad about it. I actually really like it. What do you guys think? And it comes with 1.1 fluid ounce, so a little bit more than your standard ounce. So that's nice. I mean, especially since it's something that's so light coverage and you want to kind of build it up. Obviously you're going to use more product than you would for a full coverage foundation, so it's nice to get a little bit more in there than just your typical ounce, or fluid ounce. Yeah. Alright, so next up, I've not heard anybody talk about this. I don't know if it's new or like, just finally showed up at my Walmart or what, I'm not entirely sure. But it's the Infallible Full Wear concealer, and I have been using this Infallible concealer since I did my YouTube like made me buy it or try it video, which will probably be up after this one, because I filmed it a while ago. I just haven't gotten around to editing it. But ever since I made that video a couple weeks ago, I have not been able to put this down. So I'm like, maybe these might be a good combo. So I picked it up. They were out of the lightest shade, so I picked up the second lightest. I think that's what this was. Maybe, I'm not quite sure. Where is it? This is 325 Eggshell, but it has a giant doe foot applicator, kind of like the Makeup Revolution one. That's actually kind of what it reminds me of. But yeah, so it has a doe foot applicator, and it looks like it might work. I don't know. Might be. Oh no, I think it can work. Oh yeah, I think it'll work. I think we're good. Well, let's just give it a go. Let's just put it on our face. Why not? So let's do the center of my forehead first, because I don't know how quickly it'll dry down. And I don't really have like dark circles. I feel like here lately they've been like a little bit of a blue hue to the inner corner, because I haven't really been sleeping all that well. But we'll see. And I do have like creasy under eyes just because of the fact that I just have normal eyes, I guess. I don't know. So let's see, how is this building on top of the foundation? That's the true test, is seeing how compatible some of these products are with each other. So it looks like there's like a little bit of a, I don't know if you would see it, like a little dry patch right there. And I don't know if that's the foundation clinging to it or the concealer, but it did pretty good job, you know, sort of covering. Let's go back over and see if it'll cover that. I feel like the true test is like how it sits on my nose, because my nose can be very like picky, and sometimes it'll pick up product and sometimes it won't. So yeah, it did pretty good covering that. Alright, let's do this side first. So I kind of just do something like that. I don't do the whole like, you know, triangle type thing. I just kind of, not that I'm sure you care, but okay, well, yeah, it did a really good job covering. I don't know if you can really see a difference or not, but I can tell in person that it does have really good coverage. I really like that. This is nice. I might have to do some testing after this and see how it compares. I think this concealer has pretty good coverage, and it blended out just fine. It's not like picking up on like any dry patches under my eyes. I'm just going to finish up my face products off camera and then come back to try some more stuff. So I have here the ColourPop It's My Pleasure, which I think got released like a week or so ago, maybe, if that. And I ordered it maybe a day or two after it came out, and it came Monday, MLK Day. So this is what the unicorn looks like, and this is what the actual palette looks like. And the color, or the shade names are on the back, which is nice. I did swatch it. I haven't like used any of them, but I did swatch I'm pretty sure I swatched all of them. And it comes with a nice mirror, and it's a really pretty purple. This one has like some glitter in it, so it's not like a true matte or an overspray. It really does have glitter in it. However, ouch. However, this one and these two down here are matte. Has some glitter in it, and then I'm pretty sure the rest, like this one is so soft that it's like when you go to swatch it, I don't know if you can see that, but it just like crumbles. And I just spilled half of it in my lap. But I mean, the rest of these are shimmer, and they're super, that's the highlighter, by the way, and they're super buttery. I mean, it's smooth. And my swatchings are always awful, but that is almost all of them. Let's see the mattes. The mattes feel nice, other than this one down here, the darkest one called Sleeper. It feels a little bit more rough than the other mattes. So those are the matte colors. It is a really pretty purple though. It's just kind of a little bit more rougher than the other mattes. So other than this, that's pretty much what the shades look like. This one, like, I absolutely love this one. It has like this really pretty, like, almost duochrome to it. So yeah, I don't think I've heard anyone talk about this. Maybe one or two people have popped up in my newsfeed, but I didn't watch any reviews on it because I actually didn't intend on buying it, but then I was like, why not? That shade like crumbled all over the mirror. So anyways, without rambling, let's get on into this. Oh, by the way, that concealer has like creased my eyeballs so bad. So definitely gonna be a creasy one if you don't set it down. But I'm going to apply some MAC Paint Pot and then come back and we will do my eyeballs. Alright, eyes are primed and ready to go. I'm not going to do like an extreme, extravagant, crazy look. If you guys want to see like more looks with this palette, kind of like a 2 looks 1 palette or 3 looks 1 palette, let me know and I can do a separate video. Because I think you can create a variety of different kind of looks. Even though you don't really have a lot of mattes to work with, I still think because you have so many different shimmers that you can kind of create different kind of looks. So I'm just going to start with, what's this called? Kitten Fish, which is this light purple here. The names they used is like, where did you come up with that? But there is a decent amount of fallout, which I feel like all these are gonna have a lot of fallout, so I kind of wish I would have done this first, but it's okay. So I'm just going to take that on this, what is this? Morphe M441, and I'm just going to apply this in my crease. So far it's a really nice purple color. It doesn't look like it's skipping or picking up on patches. Seems to be blending just fine. Alright, so that's that shade. Let's try another one. So I think I'm going to take Fan Fiction, which is that darker, like purplish, pinky color. I'm just going to clean off this, what is this, Morphe M433, and dip into it Fan Fiction here. And of course that one does have some pickup in the pan, which like I've said in many videos, doesn't bother me as long as they perform how I want them to perform. This one looks to be blending out just as good as the other one did. So far I haven't had any fallout, which is good. I do know with the shimmer shades we're going to have a crap ton of fallout. Okay, and I'm just going to take that first brush with no product and just kind of buff out the edges. Maybe we'll take a little bit of that first shade. Just kind of, I know it looks crazy, but I did blow it out kind of far. Alright, so that's what we got so far. Okay, so I decided to wait on putting that sleeper color on just because I wanted to see what it looked like without it. And I mean, like, my fingers are crazy looking. But I think I'm going to take Mr. Sandman, which is this one down here. And I'm going to kind of pack it. Such a pretty shade. And I'm getting a crap ton of fallout, which I figured I would. So hopefully it will sweep away. So that is like really wet looking, if I do say so myself. It is super pretty. Man, it's a really pretty color. I think I will put a little bit of that darker shade on the outside just because I feel like it's such a deeper color. So I think I'm going to do that. What did I do with my brush? Here it is. So I'm just going to take this, what is this, BH Cosmetics little domed brush. I think it's like number 8 or something. And just dip into that sleeper there. And tap off the excess. And just apply it there on the outer. There's like purple powder everywhere. I don't know if they like press these differently, or I mean it does say it's a pressed powder, but I feel like these are a lot more like crumbly and like loose, I don't know, than some of their other palettes. Like I have, I've used ColourPop shadows in their individuals. I've used them in palettes, and I feel like I've never had this much crazy amount of fallout, like especially with this darker shade. Here I'm getting a lot of fallout. So that's just something to take in consideration. So, and then I'm just going to take that first brush with a little bit of product and just kind of blend that line out there. So that's what the top is looking like. Need to sweep away this fallout because it's fallout central. But that's what we got so far. Definitely pretty dark and smoky and definitely different, but I'm not mad about how it turned out. It's really pretty. It's just a lot of fallout. So I'm just going to take this Alamar Cosmetics flat shader brush here, and I dipped into a sleeper, and I'm just going to put that really close. to my lash line. Sorry, I didn't finish my sentence. But I don't want to drag it too far. And then we just want to connect the outer to the upper to the outer here. And just have it kind of like that. Alright, so that's what I'm going to do for that. And, whoops. And then I'm just going to take and clean this brush off first. I need to clean my brushes. Okay, and I'm just going to take this Luxie little flat angled brush thing and dip into that Fan Fiction there. And I'm just going to run that back and forth, but keeping it pretty close. I don't want to bring it too far out because I want to use that first shade to blow it out. Okay, like that. And then I'm just going to take this little Eco Tools Accent Shadow brush thing that I've had for a while now and dip back into that Kitten Fish, and I'm just going to blend that out and kind of drag it down a little bit. Okay, so that's what we got so far, and then I think I'm going to take this Sephora like Pro Shader brush. It's what I like to use to pack on color on my inner corner, and I think I'm going to take that Earth Shine there in the middle on this brush and pack it on the inner corner. Like so, just to kind of give it a little fun pop of color on the inner corner. And why not? Let's just take a little bit here on the brow bone. Okay, so that's what we got so far. I'm going to go off camera, do the other eye, finish up with like some mascara, liner, and all that jazz, and then we will come back to do like a final review. Alright, so this is what the final look came to. So I just used this Physicians Formula liquid liner to do a wing, and then I used my Urban Decay to tight line, and then I actually used this Ulta lip liner in Wild Berry as my liner because I thought it would tie in really nicely, and I don't really have a whole lot of colored liners, so. And then I just used the Lash Paradise as my mascara. So I think it turned out alright. Could have been better probably, but that's what I'm working with so far. So that is the finished look, you guys. What do you think? You know, do you like it? Is this kind of your color like scheme or whatever? Leave down in the comments. I would like to know your guys' opinion. Alright, so let's go over everything really quickly. Just kind of give my final thoughts on everything I've used today. So the eyebrow stuff, which I don't even... So the eyebrow stuff, I did like the pomade. I am still on the fence about this, so I'll, use it, a lot more and hopefully update you guys and let you know. But I did enjoy the pomade, even though I'm not a big fan of pomades, but I'll reach for it. Probably not, even though it was pretty good. It's just not my type of jam, but if you guys like it, then I do recommend that. And I do like the way this applied, but I'll keep using it and kind of hopefully let you guys know. So that's that. The foundation looks like it's holding up really nicely. So far I really like it. I don't think it's like light as fluid. It says light as air fluid texture. I don't know what that means. Now that's kind of warmed up to my face, I don't really feel it as much as I did when I initially applied it. So that's a good thing. I think I'll probably be, reaching for this a lot more and definitely testing it out for you guys and letting you know. But so far, I really do enjoy it. I think it's a good match. I think it applied nicely with both a brush and a sponge. So so far I'm enjoying this, and hopefully I can let you know in a future video if I still like it or not. And then the eyeshadow palette. I don't know, you guys. I mean, look at this palette. I mean, it looks like I've used it 1,000 times, and this is my first time using it, and it looks horrendous. I think the shimmers are just pressed too softly. I mean, yes, they're nice and buttery, but I mean, look at how indented that one is from me just using it today. So I think for the most part it's alright. Am I going to reach for it a lot? Probably not. Do I like what I came up with? Yeah, but could I do it better with other palettes? Probably, just because the fallout is awful with this palette. If that's something you don't care about, go for it. I think, obviously the payoff's really good, the blend's really good. It is a good palette. It's just, it's so messy to work with. It's super, super messy to work with. So, I mean, that's kind of my downfall about that. I mean, I do like it, but is it going to be like an everyday? No, but if I do want some of these colors in there, I'll definitely reach for it, because I really don't have these colors in my collection as far as the shimmers are concerned. I did swatch a few of my purple base palettes, and they don't have these colors in there. So do I think that this is something you will have in yours? Maybe if you're an avid collector, you might. If not, and you like purple tones, I think this is something you could try out. I think it was like 12, 14, maybe 16 at the highest. So that's kind of a personal preference thing. But as far as quality wise, I think it worked fine. It's just Fallout Central. So take that with what you will. And I think that is it, you guys. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. I'm hoping I didn't make this too terribly long, fingers crossed. And if you did like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and again, subscribe to my channel. And yeah, until next time, guys, see ya.